Nicole had her accident in 2009 and it was only about 500 metres from home, and they went to go around a roundabout and sped up to get past another car and hit a sign, which then ricocheted the car around. Nicole didn't have a seatbelt on at the time, and even though she sustained no other injuries, the brain shook in her skull, which led to a catastrophic brain injury. Nicole's my youngest of 4 children. We'd already lost her sisters in 1997. They both were killed in a car accident on New Year's Day in Bacchus Marsh, and they were 16 and 17. And my son had already also had a car accident, and he'd seen his best mate get killed, and that was in 2007. And for this to happen again, it was hard. She was in a vegetative state for quite a long time, so you had a long sleep, didn't you? They said to us that it was, her injury was equivalent to having 30 strokes, and so it wasn't just centred in one spot, it was all over, and she had lots of bleeds everywhere, and they didn't sort of give us a lot of hope to have a full recovery, and we're realistic, we're realistic people. We knew that wasn't going to happen. She wasn't going to come back to us the way that she was a month ago. She wasn't going to be that person again. The first time we heard Nikki laugh, it was it's probably about a year. You know the story I'm going to tell, don't you? It was about a year and a half after the accident, or maybe a year after the accident, and we'd had no response whatsoever. So, her eyes were open and she wouldn't follow us consistently. There'd be some sort of small responses and things like that. And when Nikki transfers, they have a hoist. And I walked in on this scene where there was a male nurse and a female nurse, and they're trying to transfer Nicole from her bed into a chair. And Nikki's left leg, she doesn't have a lot of control over it, so she throws it up in the air consistently, and just at the point the male nurse was in front of her, and she's just got him, right between the legs with such force that the poor guy has just about gone flat in his face. And this is the response. Everyone else in the room is crying for different reasons than the guy was crying for, but we're just, it was just like the whole room lit up, because Nikki laughed, and that was the beginning of her journey. All done. We call Nikki the $3 million girl so far, but and when we're only you're worth heaps, Nick. But we live in this country that we're so fortunate to have those services that look after the people that need it, and that needs to continue. We got the support that we needed, and we got the support from TAC, and they're now modifying our house. So Nicole, she's been home now for nearly a year, but we've had temporary ramps put in, which they've done, and made it so, she's able to have that 28-hour-a-day care. We have 12 carers that come into our house every week and look after my daughter. We'd rather her have the quality of life where she's out there and she's doing things and participating for 10 years, instead of sitting in a room on her own in the corner for 20.